It's porn, and let's talk about how it is destroying you. Back in the Neolithic ages, a man was probably intimate with one woman, and that too if he was lucky enough. He did not have this massive abundance to pick from. Fast forward to the 21st century, since the advent of pornography and high speed internet, men now have access to an unlimited supply of women, doing absolutely absurd things whenever they want, however they want, all in the palm of their hands. The human brain was simply not designed for such an experience. It was not designed to experience this much amount of dopamine, this much amount of novelty. The Coolidge effect refers to a biological phenomena seen in animals, whereby males exhibit renewed sexual interest whenever a new female is introduced. And this is why this effect is really fascinating. So they did this experiment with mice where they had a male mouse and they placed a female mouse in there with him. And the obvious happens, the male mouse mates with the female mouse, and over time the interval of mating sessions increased. The mouse probably went like, been there, done that. However, this is where things get really interesting. When they introduced a new female mouse, that interval between mating reduced greatly. And each time they introduced a new female mouse, the cycle repeated itself. This was a revelatory experiment that revealed just to what degree males are attracted to novelty. And this is why porn is so addictive. It's the ultimate source of novelty. The novelty aspect of it keeps you hooked, keeps injecting you with unearned dopamine. Over time, your body begins to reduce its own dopamine receptors in an attempt to balance out this otherworldly amount of dopamine being injected into its system. You literally begin to lose your ability to be happy. You require this absurd amount of stimulation in order for your body to register it as happiness. You're just so desensitized to dopamine that all other activities just pale in comparison. All of a sudden, reading a book simply isn't that fun anymore. You no longer have the motivation or desire to do things that require any form of an effort. After all, why should you? You can just get a dopamine hit lying down on your sofa watching pixels on a screen. You become a person who now seeks instant pleasure rather than delayed gratification. Fast food, weed, and video games become your primary tools of enjoyment, for they offer you something similar to what porn does: unearned dopamine. I'll soon be making a video on how to deal with this monster and win control over yourself. Stay in touch.